win the toss. They want the ball. So Minnesota's going to kick it off deep. And that one's going to go through the end zone for a touchback. And that means the Bears offense will come on the field for the first time. JKS, Jaron-Keawe Sagapolutele. Brock and I were in Corvallis for his collegiate debut. He's 18 years old. Oh my goodness, was he so good that night. The all-time passing leader in the history of Hawaii football. And there have been some great quarterbacks, especially recently out of Hawaii. Only the second true freshman to start a season opener in Cal's program history. Jared Goff, a future #1 overall draft pick, was the other. And 493 passing yards in his first 2 starts. And that really doesn't tell the whole story. The tailback is Raphael, who had a nice game yesterday, and he gets the ball first carry of the night for a gain of 2.
And as talented as JKS is, listen, this kid, he has the physical tools. He has the mental makeup to be an absolute superstar. He's already shown that through his first 2 weeks of college football. But tonight, they need to lean on that run game early. This Minnesota defensive front 7, they're very talented. A run game is going to help this young quarterback out in a big way.
The front 7's talented. The back end has experience, and their ball hawkers. Now the first pass of the game, and a penalty flag is going to be thrown. John Nestor out in coverage, and he got all tangled up with Trond Grizzell. So I'm pretty sure that one's going against Minnesota.
Pass interference. Defense, number 17. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Yeah, that's John Nestor, the junior transfer coming over from Iowa this season. Getting a little handsy on the downfield throw.
So Cal gets the first down. And out across their own 40-yard line at the 42. With Raphael in the backfield. Another pass. They're going to swing it out to him, and that was incomplete. A lot of juice on that throw. It'll be second down.
We talk about the challenge for Cal tonight, and I really think this football game, it all starts and stops up front. This is a Cal offensive line that this is their 3rd different starting lineup in just as many weeks. You look at the front 7 for the Minnesota Golden Gophers. I see NFL talent all across that front 7. It's going to be a challenge for the Bears tonight.
A huge emphasis for Cal in the offseason. Raphael, yeah, that was a nice run outside the 45, and he powered his way all the way to the 47, so he gets 5 on second down. He's the transfer from NC State. Crowded room. They lost everybody from the running back room last year, and it was a really talented group. But they may have found something in Kendrick Raphael.
Yeah, special player coming over from NC State. In camp, it was really a 3-way battle. He's definitely taken hold as a starting tailback here. And on 3rd and 5, JKS, he needs to be ready for Minnesota to heat him up here on 3rd down.
Showing some pressure. They bring pressure. Picked up initially, and a nice throw, but it was dropped. That was Jacob DeJesus, and I guess maybe if we see a replay, maybe it was a tougher catch than it looked like, but I think he had a chance to catch it.
Yeah, offensive line and tailback do a great job of picking up the pressure. JKS sees the man-to-man matchup outside. The ball is definitely catchable for a guy like DeJesus. Veteran player, usually a sure-handed guy. JKS saw it right. In man-to-man situations, you want to try to get the football to 21 DeJesus. It's one that Jesus is going to want back.
That's disappointing for Cal. They have had an issue in the first 2 weeks with drops. First punt of the night. Parrish back to receive, but that one's going to bounce into the end zone for a touchback off the foot of Michael Kern. So now Minnesota's offense will come out for the first time, and here's their own young quarterback. He's not a true freshman, a redshirt freshman, Drake Lindsey.
Yeah, this young man has been super impressive to me just from what I've seen on film, and then when we were able to visit with him earlier this week. You know, I think that this is a guy that has a veteran presence. He has great poise. I talked about in the open how that football just jumps off his hand. But tonight, he's making his first road start in college football. Tough environment here in Berkeley. I'm anxious to see how he plays on the road.
First time Gophers have the ball tonight. And he's going to move under center. A.J. Turner's the guy who's getting the start in the backfield with no Darius Taylor. And Turner will get the ball on first down. It's Big Ten style football with the Gophers, with maybe more passing sprinkled in between last year and this year than Minnesota fans are used to seeing. There's their head coach in its 9th season. at Minnesota, P.J. Fleck.
Yeah, this is certainly a football team that everything with their offensive unit starts with the run game. This is a really big offensive line, almost averaging 330 pounds across the board. So I expect them to try to establish the run early here on the road with a redshirt freshman quarterback behind center.
I saw our graphic. 100th career game at Minnesota for P.J. Fleck. Pressure was picked up, and Lindsey finds his man. Open hole in that secondary, and a nice catch by Drew Bibber, the tight end, for a Minnesota first down.
There's a really good block by Cam Davis off the play action to help out his quarterback. You're going to see 23 right in the middle of the screen. And then Lindsey just picking apart the zone defense. Great touch on the football.
Quicker tempo that time, but Cal was ready for it. The handoff to Cam Davis, and he went nowhere. Aiden Kiana, who has done a nice job in the middle of that Cal defense, made the stop. There's P.J. Fleck. Showed a quick glimpse of him. The third longest tenured coach in the Big Ten now. Kirk Ferentz, James Franklin, P.J. Fleck.
Yeah, 9th season at the helm at Minnesota, and he's truly done a fantastic job. You look at his postseason record, 6 wins, 0 losses when it comes to bowl games. Going back to 2019, the Big Ten Coach of the Year.
Under center, Lindsey on second down, and he'll hand it off to Davis once again. Davis got 3 to set up third down and 7.
You know, you talk about the running back room for the Cal Bears. Minnesota, same deal. And Stormy mentioned it in the open. Darius Taylor, he's out. Back-to-back honorable mention Big Ten running back. But the Golden Gophers, they feel really strong about their running back room. It's a deep room. But here on third down in an obvious passing situation, my eye is at the bottom of the screen. TJ Bush for Cal, number 3, going against Nathan Roy at left tackle, a redshirt freshman, making his first career start on the road as well, just like his quarterback.
Ejeboy now for the first time in the game in the backfield. There you go. On the right side, and the pass is incomplete. He was looking for Logan Loyo, who was cutting middle. The pass was behind him, and now it's fourth down for the Golden Gophers.
Well, you see what both defensive coordinators want to do on third down. Terrence Brown bringing pressure there for the Cal Bears, forcing a quick decision by Drake Lindsey, and just off target trying to get the football to Loya. Not on the same page, ball a little bit behind the UCLA transfer.
So both teams have to punt the ball away here in the first quarter. Jacob DeJesus all the way back to the 5, and he gets tripped up at around the 10. And we welcome those of you who are joining us after a wild game in the SEC. Ole Miss outlasts Arkansas. Dave Fleming, Brock Osweiler. We're out west. Beautiful night in Northern California. 2 2-0 teams. We don't expect a 41-35 final score in this one, do we?
No, we certainly don't. These two teams play championship-style defense. When you look at these defenses across the board, there's NFL talent in the secondary and also up at the front 7 between the defensive line and linebackers. Really talented groups, but also very exciting young quarterbacks.
Wow, what a pass. And if you haven't watched, and likely you haven't watched, unless you're a Cal fan, Jaron-Keawe Sagapolutele, 18 years old from Hawaii. What an arm he has.
Sagapolutele, whether he's inside the pocket or outside of it, one of the most accurate passers already in college football as a true freshman, doing a great job finding DeJesus for the first down.
A little quick hitter out to the left side to his tailback, Kendrick Raphael. So we're just underway. Both teams have had it once. This is Cal's second possession. Cal went 3 and out with a drop. Lindsey, the young quarterback for Minnesota. Sagapolutele for Cal. Each making their third career starts. Taylor, the starting running back for the Golden Gophers, he's out. Uluave, star linebacker for the Golden Bears. He has to sit out the first half because of a targeting penalty last week. And Minnesota's defense was ready for the completion to Mark Hamper right there. In fact, I think Hamper might have even lost a yard. So now it's third down for Cal.
That was a great tackle by John Nestor, the transfer from Iowa coming up. Had an early penalty in the game that hurt his team, making up for it on that last play. And here's the second 3rd and 5 for Cal already in this football game. Series ago, Minnesota brought pressure. Let's see if they do that again and play man behind it.
They brought pressure, and Sagapolutele read it nicely. His receiver just dropped the ball. They didn't bring pressure this time, and he found his tight end for a first down. That's Jeffrey Johnson. This kid can throw the football. I know it's just his third career game, but Sagapolutele, man, is he fun to watch.
And does a great job showing great poise in that pocket, starting all the way right, working back to number 3 in his progression, the tight end over the ball. Really good job by the young signal caller.
Going to throw on first down. He whistles that one in there. Caught by Hamper out to midfield. Gain of almost 8. I'm glad you talked about the poise, because we know he's got the arm talent. This guy's got a big-time arm. Was one of the top quarterbacks in the country in the high school class. But that's what you and I were blown away by in his first start. We were there in Corvallis a couple weeks ago. He was so cool and calm and poised.
It's the mental makeup that has the Cal Bear fans just, you know, kind of on their edge of their seat and so optimistic about this season. This kid truly has all the tools to be special.
Second down and short. They'll play fake it again. All the time in the world. He's going deep, and it's incomplete. Trond Grizzell was out there, and it was just a little bit overthrown. That had a chance to be a big play and maybe a touchdown.
Really good job by the offensive line, giving their quarterback time to push this football down the field. If JKS can just pull Grizzell a little bit farther across the field towards the sideline, you see how Grizzell has to straighten up at the end of that throw. It's a really hard adjustment for a wide receiver, but a great job by the young quarterback trying to take advantage of the one-on-one matchup down the field.
He's a really good deep ball thrower. That one was, I think you said it there, that was just a little bit off. So now third down, probably 4 down territory for Cal. They need 3 yards. And Sagapolutele is going to try to scramble around, and now he's going to go down. Well, that play just got blown up from the beginning. And I take back what I said about 4 down territory after the sack and the loss. Cal's going to punt. Nate Becker, one of the guys who got there along with the linebacker, Matt Kingsbury.
Well, you're going to see Becker just come off the line, and that's Raphael trying to pick him up. Nothing a running back can do with that. Nowhere to go with the football for JKS, and a great job by the Minnesota defense bowing up at midfield and forcing a punt.
So for Cal, they had 2nd and 3 at midfield. They had a man open down the field. That may feel like a missed opportunity. So the second Bears punt. Michael Kern once again skies one. Parrish is going to signal fair catch. Wow. And he made it inside the 5 at the 2-yard line. That's a little special teams mistake, and a good job by Kern. Gophers have the ball when we come back to Berkeley.
Gentlemen, good evening. This is Jerry.
Hi, Jerry. It's Dave and Brock. You hear us?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, great. And McGinn, this is our first time working with you. I just want to make sure I'm saying your name properly.
Correct. Yes.
Thank you. Glad to have you with us.
My 3rd game for the day, so I'm all caffeined up.
I heard your name at noon Eastern, so I know. I said, oh my goodness, Jerry's got a long day.
A lot of caffeine. I'm good.
Thank you. Long way from home, and the Gophers are pinned deep in their own territory. Their second possession with their freshman quarterback Drake Lindsey in the shotgun. At least he was. Making his first career road start. He hands it off, and a bounce over to the right side, and a nice hard run. Man, A.J. Turner gives Minnesota a little breathing room.
Boy, that was good, tough running inside by Turner. Coming over from Marshall a season ago, where he averaged over 8 yards per carry. I think he'll be the go-to guy for the Golden Gophers with Darius Taylor out of the ball game tonight, probably carrying the majority of the load for the backfield for Minnesota.
He's a good player. Not a real big guy, but the Gophers coaches all say, man, he runs a lot bigger than he is. Now second down. He only got 3, but just an important 3 yards. When you pin that deep on first down, Lindsey looking left. Now he looks back short right and dumps it down to Davis, who gets drilled right about the 10. It'll be third down and 3.
Well, good job by this Minnesota offense, giving themselves a little bit of breathing room to work here on third and short. Lindsey working all the way through his progression, finding a check down. This coaching staff says, listen, this kid does not play like a redshirt freshman. He has a veteran presence. You saw how quick he got through his progression on that last play.
Part of it will be trying to find a running game to complement him, especially without Darius Taylor. 3, maybe even 4 different running backs could help carry the load tonight. Third down, handoff right side, and nowhere to go. Well, Cal just defended that beautifully. Cam Davis was stuffed. So fourth down, and Minnesota will have to punt it back.
Well, that Cal defensive front anchored by Kiana Aina, number 47 inside, and TJ Bowlers, 88. These are 2 guys that are going to play at the next level from the interior defensive line. They just anchor down, big bodies inside, nowhere for the back to go. And a great job by Cal's defense to force a punt and give this offense really good field position.
With a really dangerous punt returner. We'll see how this plays out, but there's pressure on Tom Weston, the punter, to get off a good one here. You got Jacob DeJesus back at about the 45-yard line. That's a very high punt and angled toward the sideline. I think you can see part of the game plan for Minnesota. Let's not let that guy return anything. But the Bears offense will have very good field position when we come back to Berkeley.
During the kick, holding. Receiving team, number 5. 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the kick. First down, timeout.
Maybe always been as devoted to football as some fans would like them to be. I think it was an eye-opener for those people, and there seems to be a renewed sense of importance about football at Cal Berkeley as the Bears get the ball back, play fake, and a throw is incomplete. Trying to hit Mark Hamper on first down.
You know, Flem, I agree with you. Just to put a bow on that comment, I was fortunate enough to call that football game. It was Cal, Miami, and just being around campus that weekend, the energy that was here, the buzz in the air, the stadium atmosphere. I'm with you, Flem. It was almost like, hey, Cal has a chance to be special, and it really seems like everything is in alignment for that right now.
Ron Rivera is the GM, an all-time Cal great player, a longtime NFL player and coach. Sagapolutele on second down is going to throw short right, and that one really had no chance. L.J. Johnson, in fact, he ended up dropping the ball. It's going to be third down at 10.
Yeah, and this is such a tough spot for any quarterback, let alone a true freshman quarterback, to be in 3rd and 10, especially against a talented defense like this Minnesota one. There's just not a ton of play calls on the call sheet. You have a very talented defensive front getting after you. You have to be successful on 1st and 2nd down to keep it to 3rd and short, 3rd and medium. This is going to be a challenge for the Golden Bears here on 3rd and 10.
We got ball hawkers in the secondary for Minnesota. Sagapolutele slinging it around here in the first quarter. From the shotgun on 3rd and 10. Pressure was initially picked up. Now he'll plant, looking for somewhere to go with the ball across the middle, and it's caught. into Minnesota territory. That's Jordan King with the catch. Cal first down.
Boy, you got to give a ton of credit to the offensive line. Minnesota brings 5. Nowhere to go with the football early. JKS keeps his eyes down the field, remains a passer, and a great job by King staying alive for his young quarterback. That is a big-time pickup by the Cal Golden Bears on 3rd and 10.
Into Minnesota territory now. Empty backfield. And it's a designed quarterback run. How about that? The safety came flying in. Darius Green looking to lay a big hit on the quarterback, and he whiffed.
Boy, JKS dodged a huge hit by Green there on 1st and 10. The young quarterback's going to learn when there's not green grass, get down quick, because these guys are coming fast at this level. But a great job by the young quarterback, at least getting some positive yards on 1st and 10.
You think about the legacy of great quarterbacks in Hawaii. Sagapolutele, he's a little more Tua or Dylan Gabriel as opposed to, say, Marcus Mariota. In turn, he can move, but not really a runner. That's what he does best. He finds Grizzell in that empty pocket of the defense. Another Cal first down inside the 30.
Well, I really like what Brian Harsin does by this little half rollout move in the pocket. He understands how good that defensive front is for Minnesota, and it's just a 3-level flood by the wide receivers on the outside. Great job by Grizzell finding the soft spot in the zone defense.
And going a little up-tempo down to the Minnesota 25-yard line. Sagapolutele was looking left. It was defended. He'll go along the sideline. What a catch. Grizzell. And he ends up inside the 5. It'll be 1st and goal, Cal. That was a great catch.
Cal just trying to fake a little slip screen on the outside. That's why you see the pump fake by JKS, and Grizzell does a great job of feeling the safety over top of him. He throttles down into the soft spot in the zone defense, climbs the ladder to bring that football in. Great throw and catch by the Golden Bears.
He was working against the All-American DB, Coy Parrish, and snatched that out of the air. And Cal gets to the line quickly enough to where Minnesota's forced to use a timeout. Set up to give yourself a chance to have a really special year. 1st and goal, Cal. Play fake and a dump off into the right flat and a walk-in touchdown. Jacob DeJesus. And the Golden Bears are on the board first. Sagapolutele with the touchdown pass and a very impressive Cal drive. Last 4 plays, 16 yards through the air, 18 yards through the air, 22 yards through the air, and then that short one for the touchdown. They only needed 3, and they got it in on 1st and goal. Extra point coming for Chase Meyer. Cal on the board first here against Minnesota. Good snap and hold, and the kick is up and good.
I really love what Brian Harsin did on this drive. Keep an eye on DeJesus right here. And this is Coy Parrish, the all-Big Ten safety. He's in man-to-man coverage. He gets his eyes caught in the backfield on the quick play action by JKS. And just that slight hesitation is all DeJesus needs to outstep the safety for the first score of the night. That was an excellent drive by the Cal Bears, and I really love that play calling by Brian Harsin.
I'm glad you mentioned him, because he is a part of this early story. Now, maybe number 3 is the number 1 story, but Brian Harsin, even if you're a casual college football fan, you probably recognize Brian's name. Longtime successful head coach at Boise State. Went to Auburn, wasn't as successful as the head man there, but after taking a couple of years to kind of float around and talk football and coach his kid, he's the offensive coordinator here at Cal, and I think he's in a really good spot.
I do too, and I think it was a huge get for the Cal Bear football program. He's been one of the best coordinators. You go back over the last 2 decades and you look at what he did at Boise State with the likes of Kellen Moore, and you think of those Fiesta Bowl runs. The way he develops quarterbacks is extra special. And so the fact that you pair Brian Harsin with JKS, you see what they did on that last drive. I think there's a chance to have some really special things here offensively.
Well, that's why people are fired up about this new Cal team with so much new personnel. Shorter kickoff, and Parrish, good return man, finds an opening up the middle and crosses the 30-yard line. Gets tackled there, and we'll get our first update in studio tonight with Matt Berry. Matt. Ooh, thank you, Matt. And obviously, that's a big final result. I mean, it was going to be a tough task to go into Death Valley under the lights, but still.
It certainly was. And Florida, one of those teams that everyone kind of had their eyes on early in the season, already at 1-2.
Minnesota's going to hand the ball off on first down. Ejiboy gets the carry this time.
Minnesota needs to find a way to get Drake Lindsey into rhythm. I thought on the very first series of the game, they had a good mix of run, play action. He was able to push the football down the field a little bit. But since then, that defensive front for the Cal Bears, they've really bowed up. There hasn't been many lanes for these running backs to get going for Minnesota. I would like to see Drake Lindsey get the opportunity to start dishing out the football a little bit.
Freshman quarterback Lindsey in the pocket, throws that one, and it's incomplete. Intended for Jalen Smith, talented young wide receiver. A penalty flag is down, though. ACC officiating crew tonight. And it's not against the Bears. It's pass interference against Minnesota. Now, Justin Wilcox has a decision to make.
Pass interference. Offense. 15-yard penalty. It's still second down.
And I think when it's a 15-yard penalty, you probably just got to take it.
Yeah, and I think that's Frank Bierman on the outside. He was running a go route, the tight end to the side that Drake Lindsey was trying to throw to. Just made some contact with the corner. But yeah, to your point, Flem, you definitely take that accepted call. 2nd and 22, that really derails a drive.
It was going to be 3rd and what, 7, something like that. So your choice was 3rd and 7, 2nd and 22. You move Minnesota back. And Lindsey will go under center. It's Cam Davis, his tailback.
Cal showing man coverage. Chance to push the ball down the field.
Play fake. Lindsey pressured and hit as he throws. That was TJ Bush, the defensive end.
Just an excellent job by TJ Bush. Working on right tackle, 73, Dylan Ray on the left side of your screen. Great use of his hands and forcing the errant throw by Drake Lindsey.
Kid can play. How you feeling about the pants?
Transfer from Liberty, a 3-year starter. He's going to be a big asset to this defense as they move through the season.
Pants is probably the wrong thing to call those. 3rd and 22 for Minnesota.
Lindsey needs to be smart with the football here.
Pressure picked up initially, and the pass is knocked down. Ryan McCullough got his big hand up there. And I think he's the guy who knocked it down. It's 4th and very long.
Well, Flem, what did we say in the open? We said, yes, the young signal callers for these two teams have garnered a lot of hype through the first 2 weeks of the season. But there is championship caliber defense that we're going to see tonight between Minnesota and Cal. Another excellent series by that defense led by Terrence Brown. Cal Bears came to play on defense tonight.
DeJesus back deep again. And this punt is not as booming. It's going to bounce out of bounds. It's going to be more good field position for Cal as the Bears offense comes back on the field. Another update in studio with Matt. Wow.
Unreal.
I'm glad Matt interrupted us for that one. That is worthy of an update. Vanderbilt, that's a good model for Cal, isn't it? They're 3-0 in the SEC. What a win on the road. Sagapolutele finds his tight end Mason Minnie right near midfield for a nice gain on first down.
South Carolina, they had looked so good. Shane Beamer had them going. One of the hottest teams in America to finish the year last year. Good start this year. You just never know. Any given Saturday in college football.
Some quick tempo for the Cal offense, at least quick getting to the line. Now a flag thrown, and it might be the Bears who moved.
False start. Offense. Number 66. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Spazovic Moko, the left guard, coming over from Charlotte. Very experienced player. Began his career at Texas A&M. Just a very, very slight flinch on that left side of the line.
Yep, there it was. Well, that penalty notwithstanding, you have to be fairly impressed in the early going. It's only the first quarter. Cal's offensive line has played well.
You do. I'm really glad you pointed that out, Flem. They were the big question mark coming into this game. How would they hold up against this talented defensive front? They have done an excellent job early on.
Sagapolutele with a flag in the backfield completes it. For now, it's a first down to DeJesus, but hold on. Flag back in the backfield.
Holding. Offense, number 55. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
That's Leon Bell, who's got his hands full tonight, and maybe literally that time.
Yeah, Leon Bell getting his first start at right tackle for Cal. It's going to be right here. Anthony Smith, 0 for Minnesota, one of the best pass rushers in all of America. I think it's just the slight tug at the very end by Bell that caught the official's eyes. A little ticky-tacky in my opinion, but nevertheless, the officials called a hold.
That negates a big gain, so that's a pretty costly penalty in terms of Cal field position. It's at about a 25-yard penalty all told. Sagapolutele on the run. Still looking downfield. He'll throw it, and that one is caught. Man, across his body over the middle. We just saw the highlight of Lagway down at LSU, but when Sagapolutele, that the #1 issue right now is how do you handle this young Cal quarterback who just looks so impressive. Handoff to Kendrick Raphael coming off a big game last week. The ground game hasn't been there for the Bears. It's been the passing game.
Yeah, and Coach Fleck just said it. That was a great interview by Stormy. Minnesota's done a good job slowing down the run game, but they can't keep JKS in the pocket. They've had Cal behind the sticks. It was just a 2nd and 22. They've been in 3rd and longs, but JKS getting outside the pocket, making plays.
Look at the difference in pass yards, run yards. Now Sagapolutele throws incomplete. Good coverage there. The pocket was starting to collapse. It'll be 3rd down.
Minnesota dialing up a 6-man pressure. You get the feeling that they're tired of watching JKS go to work and push this football down the field. Good job of man coverage, forcing a 3rd and 9.
Cal's converted some 3rd downs. 2 out of 4.
They have, and they're in this area of the field, you know, too long of a field goal, you get in this punt conversation, is it worth it? If I'm the quarterback here, just get a quick completion, because if you get 4, 5, 6 yards, I think you go for it on 4th.
Pressure comes again. Sagapolutele going backwards, trying to buy time. Rolling out, slings it incomplete, and he took a hit as he got rid of the ball. It's 4th down. Devin Williams was in pursuit.
Really good job by Minnesota, just dialing up pressure. They don't want the young signal caller to be comfortable back there in the pocket. Bring a nickel pressure by McMillan and force the punt here by the Cal Bears.
Last time Cal punted, Parrish made a fair catch inside the 5. Put Minnesota's offense in a bad spot. Michael Kern going to try to pin them deep again. End over end. Parrish is going to let this one go, and it's going to bounce and take a sideways bounce. What a punt that is. Man, that is beautiful execution from Michael Kern. And once again, the Gophers offense is going to be pinned inside their own 5-yard line. So not easy for the young quarterback. Drake Lindsey, he's got everybody at Minnesota talking about, hey, maybe we found our guy. He was under-recruited. Great high school career in Fayetteville. A guy who's got incredible family ties to the Arkansas program. His grandfather was an all-time great there. His dad, his uncle, he's got other family members who played different sports at Arkansas. Grew up going to all those games. Arkansas didn't recruit him. So he came to Minnesota. He's found a home here. It's only been 2 starts, Brock, so far, but they love what they've seen from him.
Yeah, great lineage. Being a football player's in his blood, and I've been very impressed by this young man in the first 2 weeks of the season.
Going under center, and a handoff with a big hole up the middle, and a huge run outside the 25, almost to the 30 for Ojibwe. That is a very important play for Minnesota. A gain of 27.
Keep an eye on the left side of the screen. Watch how this entire side just washes down this Cal defensive front led by Gears 86, the tight end. Just a gaping hole for the Golden Gophers, and they desperately needed that to get off of their own goal line and get some breathing room and bring some life back to this offense.
So the redshirt freshman from the state of Pennsylvania with a big run. They have 33 yards in the whole first quarter. That last play, their first of the second quarter, went for 27. Another handoff. And this time trying to turn the corner left side. Just not a lot of room there. A powerful finish for Ojibwe. So he gets something when there wasn't much there.
Listen, this is a pro-style system. Don't kid yourself. Minnesota, everything they do offensively starts with the run game. So if you're bottled up, if you can't get going, everything's going to sputter. So getting that big run off the goal line in return, that's going to give you some breathing room and a chance to kind of get into your play-action game and a chance to move the ball down the field with Drake Lindsey.
Under center on 2nd down and 6. Handoff right side and a broken tackle. Nice run for A.J. Turner outside the 40. Another Minnesota first down.
You said it earlier in the show, Flem. Turner just 195 pounds, but the coaching staff said he's powerful. Look at this stiff arm. Big stiff arm there with the left hand. And great job picking up positive yards and a first down for the Golden Gophers.
It's probably worth reminding everybody, if you're just tuning in or you missed it at the beginning of the telecast, Cal's best defensive player by far is not on the field here in the first half. Cade Uluave will play in the second half, targeting late in the game last week, so he has to miss the first half here tonight.
Best player, team captain, heart and soul of this defense. He's missed right now.
Play fake. McCullough pressuring. Lindsey throws, and he's got his man caught along the far sideline. Nice delivery to Parrish, the two-way player, playing wide receiver there for a gain of 19.
Just an excellent throw by Lindsey, and this is what's really impressed me about him. Watch the touch that he puts on this football. This is something that is so difficult to teach. He does it as natural and as good as anybody in the country. And I think that's what can make this offense for Minnesota so special this year. They have a big offensive line. They can run the football. And then if you can get those chunk plays off of play action, you're in a really good spot.
So the Golden Gophers into Cal territory. And another tough run from Ojibwe inside the 35 down to the 33.
The other thing that's so impressive with Lindsey, it's everything that is on his plate. In this system, if you're going to play quarterback, you're going to call 2 to 3 plays almost every single time you step foot in the huddle. You're going to see him tap his helmet at certain times tonight when he's at the line of scrimmage. That's because he's changing the play. Minnesota doesn't want to waste plays. They're going to get into a premier look every play, and that's a lot for a redshirt freshman quarterback to do.
He's handled it beautifully in the early season. 2nd down and 4. They throw it backwards. Parrish is going to try to spin away, and he can't. Well, they dialed up a trick play for Parrish, the two-way player. He was going to throw it, but Aaron Hampton came flying in and blew the whole plan up.
Yes, he did. Hampton, great heads-up play. Not fooled for a second. The backup linebacker in for Uluave, who we were just talking about, triggers right away. Parrish trying to push that football down the field. Kind of do-it-all player for Minnesota. Plays safety, kick returner, receiver. He's just a ball player, but nowhere to go with that ball.
You saw Uluave waiting to get in the game. I'm sure just so anxious to get in the second half. But the guy taking his spot, Aaron Hampton, just made an Uluave kind of play. On 3rd down and long, Lindsey throws across the field, incomplete. There was a little bit of contact, but I thought a good no call intended for Brockington. Isaiah Crosby with the coverage. And so now Minnesota, after that trick play went bust.
Yeah, I don't love that play call right there by Minnesota. I think I'm with you, Flynn. That's a good no call, but in that situation, you have to call a guaranteed completion. You're not in field goal range. This punt's not going to gain you much. You want to find a quick guaranteed completion to get your team into field goal range, or at least in a position to go for it on 4th down.
You saw, I think PJ Fleck was a little unhappy with the way that, maybe more than a little, with the way that drive stalled. So the punt team out there. End over end to Jesus racing up to signal fair catch, and he'll make it at the 10. So the Bears offense back on the field.
A lot of about the young star quarterback for Cal, but if there's anybody that can slow him down tonight, it is Anthony Smith. Watch how he beats this double team last year against Illinois. 6'6", 285 pounds. This guy's an absolute monster off the edge, a certified glass eater. He beats double teams. You see the power, the tenacity, the explosiveness coming off the edge. He needs to make his presence felt here on this drive to get JKS out of rhythm.
Great all-around athlete from the state of Pennsylvania. Sagapolutele going deep, and it's caught across midfield. He found a way to fit it in for a huge gain into Minnesota territory.
Just an excellent block by the tight end on Smith on the edge, little half roll, and here's the accuracy by JKS, putting it exactly where his wide receiver needed it. This young man just continues to impress.
51 yards to Jalen Plummer as DeJesus turns it upfield after the quick completion.
Let's go back to this catch by Plummer. Watch how he goes up, high points the football, contorts his body, controls it all the way through the catch, going down to the ground. That is a big-time play by the young wide receiver. There's a little JKS chant going through the stadium just there.
It might be the first of many.
Incredible.
Now flags thrown, and Cal, another procedure penalty.
Offense, number 55, 5-yard penalty, second down.
It's a little head start by Leon Bell, right side of the offensive line. Looked like JKS was going to walk up to the line of scrimmage to change the play. Tackle just a slight flinch.
So 2nd and 10. That negates that first down gain. Sagapolutele screen play, and he overthrew his running back LJ Johnson.
Here we are, 3rd and 10. You're just inside the 40-yard line, not quite to field goal range. If you can get inside the 37, Cal feels good about what Abram Murray can do with his leg. If I'm JKS in this situation, I'm expecting Minnesota to bring pressure. They've had some success doing that. I need to find a quick completion before the pressure gets to me.
Johnson in the backfield, good pass protector as a running back, and he'll try to help pick up some pressure. He did, and the pass is complete. Grizzell, I think he got tackled short. That was a good open field tackle by Nestor. They're going to spot it down at the 31. It's 4th and 2.
Really good tackle by Nestor, and it looks like Cal's not hesitating at all. Justin Wilcox is telling the offense to stay out there on the field. And I love it. I love the call. He sees what his young quarterback's been doing. He's putting a lot of trust in him. He thinks JKS is going to make a great decision with the football here. I like this decision by Justin Wilcox.
And that was a cool shot we had of Sagapolutele, the 18-year-old kid saying, we're going for it. I think he helped sell that one. Nobody in the backfield. Tight end will come in motion, and Sagapolutele started to run, but Minnesota got a timeout right as Cal snapped the ball. Bears fans here in Berkeley did not like that timeout. It's 4th and 2. We'll see if the timeout changes things when we come back. Oh, talented. And he's facing a 4th and 2. Bears want to go for it. They're going to get to the line quickly here out of the timeout.
Keep an eye on DeJesus, 21. He's in the backfield at the top of your screen with JKS.
Tight end in motion. Minnesota shows pressure, and the pass is caught, but short. So they complete the pass to DeJesus. However, Minnesota's defense holds.
Really on the field is short of the line.
Just an excellent play by John Nestor, the corner. It's man coverage. There's no reason why he should make this tackle. He should stay with his wide receiver 15 hamper on the outside. But he just makes a football play. He recognizes DeJesus out of the backfield. Keep an eye at the top of your screen with 17. He's in man coverage. He drops his wide receiver to be there. I think even if he's not there, that football is going to be short with where it was thrown, but still a very heads-up play by the junior corner.
So even with the big pass play down the field, Cal stalls on 4th down. And now the Gophers will hand the ball off. Right side run and pursued from the backside. T.J. Bush again making a play on A.J. Turner. Maybe you run faster when you cut your pants off.
It's got to be something to it.
Timeout for the injured offensive player.
Down, and remember, Darius Taylor's already out, the starting running back, the clear leader of the running back group for the Gophers. And now Turner is hurting. There's Taylor shaking his head, hoping his teammate is okay. Injury timeout here in Berkeley with Cal ahead 7-0. All right, this was the last play from scrimmage. A.J. Turner with the carry, and you sort of see the tackle, and immediately Turner flipped himself over and was hurting, and he needs some help getting off the field. That is not good news for Minnesota with their starter Darius Taylor out of this game. Now the primary backup A.J. Turner, at least for the time being, is out. Second down and a long 10. Drake Lindsey, their redshirt freshman quarterback, under center with a play fake. Back to pass. He will throw across the field, and it's juggled and incomplete. Jalen Smith had it, and maybe it was Paco Austin who helped break that up.
That was a really good throw by Drake Lindsey coming off a play action. I love the touch he puts on the football. You see there, yeah, Paco Austin, it's that right hand at the very last second, gets it in there. That's a ball Jalen Smith, though, needs to bring in for his young quarterback on second down.
A few drops on both sides. Gophers haven't converted a third down yet tonight, and they haven't scored yet with 6:42 to go in the first half.
Two very talented edge rushers for Cal. Lindsey needs to be smart with the football here on 3rd and 10.
You got McCullough on one side, Bush on the other. McCullough was the guy who got closest, and Lindsey delivers it right on target to Brockington. That's a Minnesota first down.
This is an unbelievable throw by the redshirt freshman quarterback. I want you to see when he releases this football. You can't quite see the wide receiver in your screen, but just trust me when I tell you that football is coming out of his hand well before Brockington makes his break on the football. Had to get rid of it with pressure. That is a big league throw by the freshman quarterback.
Yeah, it's not just the Cal young quarterback who can sling it around. Lindsey, very impressive. Now Ojibwe gets stacked up. A gain of 1. Femi Ojibwe, he's been the most effective runner for Minnesota so far. Harrison Taggart in on the tackle, one of those players trying to fill the shoes of Uluave in this first half.
Which is just, I mean, with all due respect, it is impossible to do. Cade Uluave, in my opinion, is one of the best linebackers in the entire country, not just the ACC. So right now, between Taggart, Hampton, and some other bodies, the Cal Bears are doing their best to fill in for Cade. But I promise you, Uluave is coming in the second half with his hair on fire.
Back to pass on second down in the pocket. Lindsey, and the pass was tipped. Incomplete. I think Bush was in there again with some more pressure. Not sure he's the guy who actually tipped it, though.
This is just such an active front by Cal. Doesn't matter who's in the game. They have so much depth at this position. They rotate fresh legs in constantly. Very active group. Great job getting a hand on the football. And here at 3rd and 9, Drake Lindsey has to expect pressure and man-to-man behind it. Who has the best man matchup? Last time it was Brockington.
Cam Davis in the backfield. Pressure was picked up, and a pass to Brockington again for another Minnesota first down right at the line to gain.
Really good job by this Minnesota offensive line picking up the second-level pressure. Brockington knows exactly where the sticks are, gets to them, hooks up, and Lindsey puts it right on his wide receiver. That is a big-time pickup by the Gophers.
And a good point you make. How many times do you see a receiver stop a yard short, and then you execute the play, but you still don't convert? He got right to the spot.
Yeah, that was really, really well done by Brockington. Great awareness.
So into Cal territory. Under center on first down. Handoff right side run for Davis, and he plows his way down to the 40. Gain of 5.
Davis, a graduate transfer coming over from the University of Washington. Very experienced back, has rushed for over 1,000 career yards and 15 touchdowns. And listen, when he gets this football and he gets going downhill, he's a load at 6'1", 215 pounds. They're definitely going to lean on him now with Turner and Taylor out of the game.
He was a contributor on that team for Washington that made it to the national championship game with Michael Penix.
Yes, he was.
Second down and 5. 8th play of the drive coming. And Minnesota moved. So Lindsey got ready to adjust the play, but somebody up front flinched.
False start. Offense, number 65. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Yeah, that's Greg Johnson, the left guard. Just getting a little head start, and this goes back to what we talked about earlier with Drake Lindsey. You're going to see he's going to tap his helmet. That's because he's changing the play at the line of scrimmage. This is what Minnesota does. They call 2 to 3 plays in the huddle. So for an offensive lineman, sometimes you get a little bit jumpy up there when the quarterback goes to change the play.
That makes it 2nd and 10. Lindsey throws to the right sideline, and that pass was caught. Out of bounds by Javon Tracy, about a yard short, but another good throw from Lindsey.
I mean, just an excellent throw. I am so impressed with this kid. He has to throw it over a flat defender. You saw it flash on your screen. Get it over that defender and down in time to be caught in the field of play. Excellent job by Tracy along the sideline with his feet. But once again, the redshirt freshman just throwing a perfect pass.
3rd and 1 coming up.
This has to be 4-down territory for Minnesota.
Ojibwe gets the carry and gets around that corner. Not by a whole lot. Crosby, who's been all over the place in this first half, dragged him down, but that's a first down Minnesota.
Yeah, 4 downs not needed there. Ojibwe did a great job with his vision and being patient. They were trying to hit that football inside to pick up the first down. Nothing there. Bounces outside, picks up a first down. Great run.
He's going to be a good player.
Certainly.
He's just a redshirt freshman himself from Pennsylvania. He comes out for first down. Davis back in. Under center, play fake. Lindsey with all kinds of time across the middle, and another catch for Brockington. Penalty flags at the end of the play. As it stands right now, inside the 15-yard line.
Holding. Defense, number 4. That penalty decline. 12 to play. First down.
I guess when you squat 664 pounds, even if somebody's holding you, you don't care.
Yeah, you're able to just run through it. Right here, there's Paco Austin with the hold.
All right, so the hold wasn't on Brockington.
No, other side of the field, but just going back to that throw and catch. Brockington ran a great over route across the field. Lindsey's really slicing and dicing on this drive. He's seeing the field so well, doing a great job of mixing run and pass, which is why that hard play action is getting linebackers to step up. It allows throws to the second level. This Minnesota offense has certainly found their footing this drive.
Lindsey on the drive alone, 4 of 6, 52 yards passing. Go down to the 2-minute timeout. But as we synced it up, the play clock actually got to 0 before the 2-minute timeout. And Wilcox, I think, he was arguing, even P.J. Fleck almost flinched there with a signal of a timeout. Wilcox was arguing that should have been a delay of game. I think he was right. So instead of 1st and 15, it's 1st and 10. Handoff right side. And stopped at about the 10. Jerry McGinn is our rules official, who's had a long day of watching college football. We appreciate Jerry being with us. And I just wanted to check with you, Jerry. So that clock kind of issue, that is not a reviewable play.
Dave, replay could have looked at that, but there should have been a foul call. The play clock ended, but it looked like PJ was going to call timeout, but no flag, so he didn't have to waste one.
So you're saying replay could have actually looked at that?
They could have stopped it. They could have, yes.
Okay, so interesting. 2nd and 8 coming up, and the Gophers a timeout on the field. They only have 1 timeout remaining, so we appreciate Jerry staying up late with us. Cal, I think, is the team that called the timeout there.
Yeah, they did, and I think that's a really good decision by Justin Wilcox. He's looking at the game clock, 2nd down. He said, hey, I have a chance to maybe get this football back for my offense, regardless of what happens here, and try to go score points before halftime.
It's a big sequence here at the end of the first half. 12th play of the drive. Play fake. Lindsey looking end zone. Throws end zone incomplete. Good coverage that time. Brockington the intended target, and Zeke Massis, who might be next in the long lineage of great Cal defensive backs. Good coverage there from Massis.
Yeah, I've certainly been impressed by Massis through the first 2 weeks of the season. Already 2 interceptions on the year. Such great lineage of great corners and safeties that have come out of Cal. And I'm with you, Flem. I think he has a great chance to be the next one.
3rd and 8, big play here for Minnesota and for the Cal D.
I like Tracy at the bottom of your screen for Minnesota, matched up in a man-to-man situation.
Lindsey looking the other direction, though, and the pass is caught, and right near the 1st down mark. It wasn't goal to go. The tight end, Jamison Gears, gets the 1st down. So now it's 1st and goal, and the ball is inside the 2.
Really good play call. Great execution by Lindsey and Gears. Lindsey puts that football right on his tight end. Tight end found the soft spot in the zone. Excellent play call by Greg Harbaugh to pick up a 3rd and long in a crucial situation.
The other thing that does, Brock, is now Cal's not using a timeout, so the clock will continue to wind. Minnesota's going to get the ball to start the 2nd half. So that was a big play for a lot of different reasons. You got a tight end as a fullback. They'll hand it off, and stacked up at the 1. Ojibwe tried to jump over the top and couldn't get there.
Ojibwe met a mountain of Cal Bears when he tried to jump over that line. About 3-4 Cal Bears there to make the tackle. Great effort by the running back, but no chance that one was going in.
Cal, I think, has called another timeout.
Cal, it'll be 30 seconds.
Although they did it after about, I don't know, maybe even 10 seconds, certainly 5+ seconds ticked off the clock at the end of that play. That is their 2nd timeout of the half with 2nd and goal coming up. By the way, coming up on the Lexus halftime report, lots to talk about. There were some crazy games, some results we didn't expect. Georgia, what a win that was. Are they the best team in the SEC? That's a very valid question. I mean, Clemson, good grief. All the playoff hopes, national championship hopes out of the ACC. Are those hopes already dashed? South Bend, a great game tonight. And if you're just joining us here in Berkeley, we'll get you caught up on everything going on around college football, including this game. Minnesota and Cal, two 2-0 teams, non-conference battle under the lights. Lindsey is the quarterback out in the formation. They've got Ojibwe as the Wildcat quarterback. In fact, they're going to snap it to Davis. They had 2 running backs back there, and Davis, I think he got stopped again. So a double Wildcat, and Davis couldn't get there. Harrison Taggart taking the place of Cade Uluave. Cal has called another timeout.
Yeah, low snap didn't help the situation for Minnesota. And then you're going to see 88. TJ Bowlers makes a great play for the Cal Bears right on the goal line. I'll tell you what, this front 7 for the Golden Bears just so impressive. Big physical guys inside, disruptive, great use of their hands. Really bowing up down there on the goal line.
A good call by you. Taggart kind of fell on the play at the end, but the Bowlers is the guy who deserves the credit for that play. So now it's 3rd and goal, and they are inside the 1-yard line. You would love to know what PJ Fleck is thinking. Is he going for it no matter what happens here on 3rd down?
Listen, I think it's 4-down territory no matter what, as long as you don't lose any yardage. You got to think, you know, you're down some running backs, you're down your top 2 guys, and Darius Taylor, A.J. Turner. You've been trying to pound it in. I like a good hard play action here with Drake Lindsey, and I'm going to try to find one of my tight ends over the top if these Cal backers bite up.
Another I formation under center, 3rd and goal. They're going to hand it off. Davis left side and touchdown, but there is a penalty flag. Now I think it's going to go against Cal, so that one should stand.
Offside. Defense. That penalty's decline. Result of the play. Touchdown.
What a drive. 16 plays, and Minnesota takes almost the entirety of the clock off the board and gets their first points of the first half with 43 seconds left.
That was a really impressive drive by the Golden Gophers. Great mix of run and pass. You got the ground game going. Drake Lindsey did a great job of pushing the football down the field off of play action. And then why would you put it in the air on 3rd down? Ground and pound is your DNA. Punch it in with Cam Davis.
Brady Denneberg with the extra point, up and good to tie this game.
Look at this block by 44. Bierman right on the edge. It's a walk-in for Cam Davis. Excellent job by that left side of the offensive line, and Bierman, like I said, that is the identity that Minnesota's going to play with. Big, physical, tough. PJ Fleck talking with his young quarterback. That was an excellent drive by Lindsey, leading the charge. And once again, we've talked about it. He made some great throws on that drive, but he also has to make some big-time decisions in the run game. They're calling multiple run plays in the huddle, and depending on where backers are located, fronts and safeties, he has to get Minnesota into the appropriate run. Very impressive. 16
plays, more than 6.5 minutes. Maybe I've just got Kenny Dillingham ringing in my ears after we were with Arizona State last week. They preached so much about the middle 8, the last 4 minutes of the first half, first 4 minutes of the second half. Minnesota took almost all of those 4 minutes here. They get it in the end zone. They already know they're getting the ball to start the second half. The one thing is Cal using those timeouts. Yep. 43 seconds on the clock. Confidence in their offense.
That's right. Saved a little time for JKS. It'll be interesting to see here if DeJesus, who's one of the best returners in the entire country, who's back deep, if he gets a chance to return this and he gets some good field position, Cal will have a chance to go get points.
He will not get a chance to return that. That's a good job by Denneberg to just boot it through
smart
the back of the end zone. Keep the ball out of that guy's hands. Well, for 20 years, Allstate has celebrated every field goal and extra point made at participating universities by donating to the university's athletic scholarship fund, supporting all student athletes. Thank you to Allstate. I have a feeling that in the last few years, the Bears would have just taken a knee, but with number 3 under center, I think Cal is thinking about being aggressive here.
Yeah, I think you either call a run or some sort of guaranteed completion where you know you can get a catch and carry situation. If you get positive yards, step on the gas and try to go get points.
No timeouts for Cal. A better long distance field goal kicker for the Bears this year. Sagapolutele steps up and slings it, and what a delivery across midfield just like that to Mark Hamper into Minnesota territory.
I mean, this kid is so impressive. The way JKS navigates the pocket, there is pressure. He climbs the pocket, keeps his eyes down the field, and Mark Hamper does a great job of throttling down along the sideline. Great throw and catch.
That was a gain of almost 30 yards into Minnesota territory.
Cal needs to get to the 37-yard line for field goal range.
Okay, good point. Sagapolutele can't take a sack with no timeouts, and he is going to get sacked. Now that's a freshman mistake.
Yeah, get back on the ball, and right here I'm spiking it. I want to save the time. You have receivers down the field. You need to hustle back, spike it, and save the time.
Get organized even if it's just for one play, and that's exactly what they'll do. So now it'll be 3rd down. Well, maybe the first time all night where you could say, yeah, he's 18 years old.
Yeah, you said it in play, Flem. You just can't take a sack in that situation. And that's something that the young quarterback is going to learn when he watches this tape tomorrow. You're marching down the field. A sack kills a 2-minute drive. You can't lose that field position when you're on the cusp of field goal range.
You got to have your field goal kicker ready to come out quickly in case you get tackled in the middle of the field. Would be a real hurry. Just a 3-man rush. Sagapolutele throws, and that one is caught.
Spike it.
Now it is a 1st down. That's exactly what Cal is getting organized to do. There's a Minnesota player down and hurt behind the line of scrimmage. So that will stop play here. That is Jackson Howard, the defensive lineman. And did his finger come out of socket? Did he dislocate a finger? Wow, another great pass from Jaron-Keawe Sagapolutele. You got 8 seconds on the clock, and you're in field goal range.
So let's go back to the last play. You're going to see a clear out here, and DeJesus is just trying to work a sail route. There's a collision here, and that is why DeJesus gets so wide open on that last play. Keep an eye on those 2 defenders. Collision right in the field. That's why you have a layup throw for JKS and DeJesus.
You can't run a pick play with your offensive guy, but if you want to let the defenders pick themselves, go for it.
Really, really good execution by Cal. And you said it, Flem, a couple years ago, maybe even last year, you might just take a knee or hand the football off. But with Sagapolutele as your quarterback, you're going to try to push this ball down the field and get points every chance you can.
You can listen to them talk, but the actions speak louder than words. And the way they behave as an offense this year is just totally different. And maybe some of that is the coaches and Brian Harsin calling the plays and Nick Rolovich on the sideline. But most of it is that kid that Justin Wilcox is talking to.
When we talked with Brian Harsin yesterday, he said the kid just does things that you can't coach, and sometimes you just sit back as his coordinator and you say wow. And to be honest, I'm saying wow in this first half with JKS. Just unbelievably impressive. Already 238 yards on a touchdown in this 2-minute drive. And situational football has been excellent.
Brian Harsin, kind of hard to see with the glare off the window in front of him, but
there's a special relationship brewing with those two.
But the clock stopped. They're going to run a play to the sideline, and they executed it. So they get a little closer, they get out of bounds, and now the field goal unit will run out. So that's pretty good.
Situational football will win or lose the game for you. And right now, we saw both teams, the way Minnesota executed their last drive, milking the clock, but they left 43 seconds for JKS. Great job by this Cal Bear offense getting into field goal range.
And this is the second kicker, the longer distance kicker, Abram Murray, from 45 yards out. With 5 seconds to go in the half. That kick is on the way, and that kick is off the side, and it goes through, and good. You're playing well. You got 2 good, solid defensive teams. And the point total might not demonstrate that, but a lot of impressive stuff. So the kickoff, Minnesota's going to have the ball to start the second half, and here's some video evidence. What you're talking about.
You said it, Flynn. The points definitely don't say how well these quarterbacks have played. To me, with JKS, Sagapolutele, you know, it's the accuracy that he plays with, and the moment is never too big. And then Drake Lindsey showing off his accuracy, and the thing that really impresses me is the touch that he puts on throws to the second level. Minnesota does a lot of play action. You get linebackers and safeties to step up. He just flicks that football and it fires off his hands. Both of these freshman quarterbacks had excellent first halves.
Gophers operating without their top two running backs. Sagapolutele's done a nice job. He's in there for the first play of the third quarter. And tripped up the young quarterback for a sack on the first play of the second half. Let's go down on the field to Stormy.
Well, not the start PJ Fleck was hoping for. He told me coming out on this drive, he wanted to see his group just continue to execute like they did on that long drive before the half. He said, we were making the plays we needed to make. Guys were catching the ball when they're supposed to. More of that in order to carry over some of that momentum. But defensively, when I asked him, how do you get a little more pressure on JKS? He said, our guys are playing too big. We need to shrink things down, condense the pocket, and continue to make life difficult on him.
Oh, okay, well, we'll file that one away and look for that when Cal gets the ball for the first time. Sagapolutele with the carry. Most importantly, Stormy, you got your mic fine? Everything's good down there? You good?
Guys, the chaos that transpired.
There she is.
I left my microphone on the table, and God bless this wonderful security guard, Nicholas, sprints the distance of the field to try to get it for me. Little did he know, my A2 Joel already grabbed it. Oh my goodness. What a team effort, though, guys.
Check out the 40 time on this guy.
I said we got to get him on the field. The dude's got wheels.
I mean, gets across the field, up the sideline. Unbelievable.
That's like 10% of his effort to help Stormy.
Big third down here for Minnesota.
Lindsey steps up in the pocket, throws over the top, and incomplete. But here come two different penalty flags. Paco Austin had the coverage on Javon Tracy, but that's going against Cal.
Paco Austin just caught flat-footed. Tracy doing a great job getting on his toes in the third and long. Poor technique by Austin.
Pass interference. Defense, number 4. By rule, the ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic, first down.
Well, that's huge.
Huge. I mean, very rarely do you ever pick up a 3rd and 10 plus. And just there, you heard the Cal crowd getting into that third down call. Look at the right side of your screen. You see the contact down the field. Just when Cal defense thinking they're getting off the field and giving the ball back to JKS, ready to go get more points. Minnesota is able to keep the drive alive.
That was a pretty easy call, I think. So Cam Davis, the tailback, 1st and 10. Gophers had a really impressive drive the last time they had the ball in the first half. And Lindsey zings that one in there. Brockington really come to life. Maybe turning into the top target for young Drake Lindsey. Gain of 13.
Now this is what a good run game will do for you. I want to show you what this play action with Minnesota. Keep an eye on these linebackers. Watch what this does. There's going to be play action right here, and they're going to hit this little shot right behind them. Watch how these linebackers play run super hard. Makes an easy throw and catch at the second level.
Isaiah Crosby is the Cal player who's down on the field, by the way. That was a good point by you, including Cade Uluave, who's on the field for the first time. Missed the first half because of a targeting in Cal's last game in the second half. Their best player, their team captain. Looks like maybe it was just a cramp for Crosby, who's, I think, played really well tonight.
Well, you know, Uluave, he's gassed up. He's ready to go. He wants to go make a play. You saw how he was playing runs so fast. It just triggered on that last play. But for Cal to get him back in the lineup here in the second half, he will certainly make an impact for this team.
He wants a little contact. He's and you know the thing about him is, you see, he's got a smile on his face. There's nobody who plays angrier but with a smile like Cade Uluave.
He is a special football player. We've been covering him since his freshman year. Just loves the game. And I think his instincts, the way he's able to read and react, are second to none in the country when it comes to the linebacker play.
He might be the meanest linebacker in college football, and he smiles the whole game.
He's just having fun playing the game he loves.
First down, Gophers. Right near midfield, Lindsey in the pocket, swings it out left side, a little juggle job, and that kind of blew the whole play up. Ojibwe had a hard time securing it. Maybe that's where they really miss Darius Taylor. Their top tailback is an excellent pass-catching running back.
54 receptions a season ago in college football. You know, not only can he beat you with his legs, but excellent pass catcher out of the backfield. Really a true all-around running back. Excellent in pass protection as well. So with him out of the lineup getting hurt last week, A.J. Turner going down, you're down to your third-string running back if you're Minnesota.
Ojibwe stays in the game. They lost a yard even though they completed that last pass. First drive of the second half. Ojibwe trying to turn the corner right side, and he is met. Just nowhere to go. Maybe got a yard. Luke Farrelly was part of the defense there for Cal.
It was a really nice job by Farrelly, using his hands, getting off the block at the point of attack to force the 3rd and 10. Somebody who's kind of been Cade Uluwave's sidekick, just a redshirt freshman. He's following the successful blueprint that guys like Jackson Sermon, Teddy Buchanan, and now Uluwave have laid here. He's the next great linebacker for the Cal Bears.
That's a lot of good players. So 3rd and 10.
Zone coverage by Cal.
Lindsey was pointing directly at Uluwave. He's going to throw over the top, and that one is intercepted. Intercepted by Zeke Massis. He's got another one. That's his 3rd of the year already. It's only Cal's 3rd game, and maybe the first mistake all night from Drake Lindsey.
Tell you what, this corner outside for the Cal Bears, Zeke Massis, coming over from FIU. He is special. When that football is in the air, he plays it as well as any defensive back in the country. Already his 3rd interception on the year. And when we come back, Cal football 10-7.
For some college football, and what a play by the Cal DB. Zeke Massis, who has 3 interceptions already. He also had one in the opener against Oregon State, called back because of a penalty. So 3 games, and he's picked off 4 passes. 1 didn't count. Cal gets the first turnover of the game, and Sagapolutele in the pocket on their first play of the second half, trying to get away, and doesn't, and flip the ball forward. I don't think they're going to call that a pass. That was Anthony Smith, and maybe his first big play of this game.
It's 2nd down.
Wow. What a sack. You just, as a young player, you have to know when the play is over. You know, and I get it. You had a great first half. You've had a lot of early success, but you can't always win every single play. And when Anthony Smith is hunting you down, you just got to know the play is over. Throw the football out of bounds, save the field position, because in 2nd and 26, you're putting your offense in a really tough position.
And maybe a future first-round NFL draft pick, Anthony Smith, the defensive end. Huge play for the Gophers D. Sagapolutele tries to check it down, and he throws it right over the head of Raphael. There was a defensive lineman kind of in his way. It's 3rd down and long.
And listen, Sagapolutele, he's already shown us through 2.5 weeks in the season, he's going to be an exceptional quarterback and for a number of years to come. But those are those little things that you really need to learn from to make sure that they don't happen again, because you've had such a great night. But here at 3rd and 26, you just can't lose 16 yards on the first play of your drive.
And those numbers are pretty extreme when Minnesota has brought pressure. The numbers aren't nearly as good for Cal's offense. Just slinging it around tonight. They bring pressure here, even though it's 3rd and long. And a great leaping effort, but out of bounds. Jacob DeJesus, man, what a catch. But out of bounds, it's 4th down and long, and the Gophers with their best defensive series of the night.
Gophers bring 5 on this last play. Force JKS off his spot. DeJesus does an excellent job trying to bring in this football. But you got to give a lot of credit to that Minnesota defense.
For Minnesota.
Garrison Monroe, the defensive back on that last play, to force the 3 and out and get the football back to their offense.
And it's interesting that it's Logan Loya, not Parrish, who's back there to receive the punt. Michael Kearns had a good game so far. And the Cal punter boots this one. It is returnable for Loya, who gets hit immediately. Good special teams coverage by Cal. Well, the Minnesota defense, though, after the interception, holds and gets the ball back for the Gophers offense. it's not just like a fly-by one-time thing. It's become a real connection between Don's kids and his Gophers players. A little more on a really cool story. Let's go down to Stormy.
Yeah, one of Minnesota's star players, Anthony Smith, who's one of the meanest guys on the field, yet one of the most kind and generous hearts off of it. He's a youth education major, told me he spends a ton of time at Pollard School and said he wouldn't trade those days for anything, having those kids look up to him, he and his teammates being a positive influence on him. He said the opportunity to change any one child's life is what fuels him. So really special connection, guys.
What a great young man.
Really, truly. And he can play too, by the way.
Yes, he can. He is a monster on the edge.
False start against Minnesota's offense. The sack by Anthony Smith was the one that really set Cal back on the last possession. Remember, Cal picked off this young quarterback, Drake Lindsey.
I was going to say, excellent job of complimentary football. Minnesota's defense helping their offense out. Short field, they get a 3 and out. Now the question is, what does Lindsey do with this opportunity next drive after he just threw an interception?
Tight end will come in motion. Cam Davis in the backfield with Lindsey. Pressure was picked up, the throw across the middle, and that one is complete. And what a spin move by Brockington, who's so tough to bring down into Cal territory inside the 45 down to the 42. That's 22 yards through the air.
Excellent pass protection by this offensive line and running back Cam Davis. This is what allows Lindsey to push that football down the field. And I really like the route by Brockington. How he kind of comes back to his quarterback at the end and protects the throw from Paco Austin. Excellent execution.
Lindsey, plenty of time on the play clock, under center, getting the Gophers organized. Handoff, left side run, and Ijiboy shot through what was not a very big hole inside the 40 and down to the 37. Nice first down run.
Boy, Ijiboy has done a really good job. You said it, Flem. The holes haven't been, you know, massive all night long, but he keeps finding these little creases. He remains patient. He's really impressed me with his vision in this game. And right now, he's the leading rusher. 11 rushes on the night for 56 yards.
They have a deep group of running backs. Their top two guys are both out with injury. Second down and 5. They'll give it to Ijiboy again. Behind that left side again. And another good run. This time inside the 30 down to the 25.
Excellent job by the left side of the offensive line once again for Minnesota, and tight end Drew Bieber, 87. Just completely winning the line of scrimmage. Starting to wear down this Cal defensive front. And this is what you do. You get body blows. Early on in the game, Minnesota was getting 1 yard, 2 yard, 3 yards in their run game, and now you're seeing those turn into 5+. Really starting to wear down this defensive front.
Yeah, last one was a 12-yard run. Handoff to Davis, and again over that left side, more running room. Tripped up inside the 20 by Zeke Massis.
Tell you what, left tackle Nathan Roy really setting the tone up front. Big number 50 for the Golden Gophers. Just winning his one-on-one matchups and opening up gaping holes for his running backs right now.
He's the youngest guy, but coming into his own, just a redshirt freshman playing left tackle in the Big Ten. Second down and 3. Davis, why stop doing it? Real close, and we'll see where they spot the ball.
Cal doing everything they can to get this running game behind schedule, bringing a corner blitz. That last play with Zeke Massis. The tight end Bibber did a great job of picking up that corner blitz to make this 3rd and inches.
Well, Ulurave on the field, but so far that has not been the difference maker for Cal. Minnesota's been running the ball even with him out there.
Wildcat.
Yeah, you got Davis and Ijiboy, and PJ Fleck is arguing that Cal forced the move. PJ's not happy. The officials are talking about it.
I think he has an argument. TJ Bowlers, that right side of the offensive line, 88 for Cal makes a very quick and abrupt movement, kind of simulating the start of the snap.
Delay game. Defense, number 88. 5-yard penalty. Results in a first down.
Well, PJ Fleck got his way. He still was very unhappy with that side judge over there. So that's a first down, Minnesota.
And I really think you could have called that on TJ Bollers or Wayne. You're going to see the quick movement there on that left side. Anything that simulates the start of a snap, it's going to be flagged. I think that was a good call by the officials.
Well said. So first down. Minnesota can get a first down, looks like inside the 1 or close to it. Cam Davis, handoff straight ahead, and this time Uluave was able to kind of knife through. Some pushing at the end of that play. Long drive here for Minnesota. 8 plays, 55-ish yards, almost 5 minutes now.
Great job of chewing up clock. Minnesota, this is an area of the field they've struggled in this year, scoring touchdowns. Only 42% a clip right now in the red zone, coming away with touchdowns. For the Golden Gophers, you want to see this ball end up in the end zone.
Lindsey, play fake, looking to the end zone, throws middle, and it is knocked away, but a penalty flag thrown. Massis with the coverage, and now it's Cal's turn on the sideline. Justin Wilcox has the headset on, off. He's furious at that flag.
I don't know. There was a little bit of contact in that end zone between Massis and Javon Tracy. I personally thought it was a good play by Massis, getting a hand in there late.
Well, they are discussing this.
Might pick this one up. Massis proven to be one of the best cover corners right now in the ACC, transferring in from FIU.
Prior to the pass, holding. Defense, number 5. That penalty is half the distance to the goal and an automatic first down.
So it's not pass interference, but it is a hold.
I mean, it's a really tough call. You can see his left hand draped on the left arm of Javon Tracy. It's really difficult to see, but you can see that yellow glove kind of around that left arm. I think that's what that back official sees, and that's why it's called holding rather than pass interference. That's a tough call. 2 guys playing hard, playing for the football, but you can see why the official would throw that flag.
So half the distance, first and goal Minnesota, right around the 5-yard line. Handoff Cam Davis, and he pushes down inside the 3, close to the 2. Maybe they'll spot him back right around the 3-yard line. It'll be second and goal.
Well, when Minnesota was down in this area of the field in the first half, it was run, run, run. Be interesting to see if they elect to put the ball in Drake Lindsey's hands. Cal's presenting some one-on-one opportunities on the outside, or does Minnesota stick with the ground and pound mentality, try to shove this football in the end zone?
Nearing 6 minutes this drive. Under center, Lindsey play fakes it. He's going to throw it over the top, and it is caught. Touchdown. Jamison Gears, the tight end, for a Minnesota touchdown. All that running, and they finally decided to play fake, and it worked.
Great play design by Harbaugh. Check out the tight end right here. He's going to act like he's blocking, and after he gets the Cal defenders to bite, he's going to slightly release upfield off the play action pass. This was an excellent job by Gears, selling run initially, evading the contact, getting around Cal, and releasing for his quarterback. Great throw, great catch, and great play design by Greg Harbaugh.
For an illegal substitution on the defense. Result of the play is a touchdown.
All right, so the flag was camouflaged. That yellow end zone flag got thrown in the far corner there, but that gets picked up because the result of the play was a touchdown, and Minnesota has its first lead of the game. Extra point is up and good. Well, two really impressive drives. One at the end of the first half. This one in the middle of the third quarter after all that running. Finally through the air to the tight end. And Lindsey and the Gophers ahead now 14-10. New ESPN app from anywhere. Old school telephone conversation with Drake Lindsey after a touchdown drive for the Gophers, and they'll kick it back to Cal. So the Bears offense will come back on the field, and it's time for our protection spotlight presented by Prudential.
Well, Justin Wilcox told us this week that his offensive line needs to be ready to brawl, and that is exactly what they have done tonight against this Minnesota front seven, giving their young quarterback plenty of time to throw the football. You see consistently well over 3 seconds to deliver passes down the field. This is a new starting five tonight. They have yet to play together, and I've been very impressed with what they've done thus far in the football game.
I think it's an excellent point. Now, that said, Minnesota's been bringing some more pressure. A handoff on first down, and it looked promising. Brandon Hyde trying the right side, but he got just 3 yards. Now, the ball, did it come out at the end? Minnesota thinks it did.
Fully on the field as the runner's full progress was stopped. It's second down.
All right, so no fumble. The runner was down. It's second down and 7 for Cal.
It's Brandon Hyde Jr. on the carry. Looks like he's well down before that football comes loose.
Yeah. Cal has almost not run the ball at all tonight. Look, I know their quarterback is really impressive. I'm not sure Minnesota got its defender off the field. There was no penalty flag thrown, though. The pass completed to Jeffrey Johnson, one of the Cal tight ends, stopped a couple yards short of a first down. This becomes a pretty important play.
Yes, it does. Really nice tight window throw by Sagapolutele to Johnson. But here you are. This is an offense that you really feel like has been sputtering in the second half.
Since the 12th player on defense was not on the field at the snap. That play is under further review.
Yeah, I could not hear the referee microphone there.
Like I was saying, this is an offense that's been sputtering in the second half. Can't really get the run game going. You got to give a lot of credit to that Minnesota defense. So you're all over it, Flem. This is a very critical third down to keep this Cal offense on the field.
And I think what the announcement was, they're going to review whether the defensive player got off the field in time, or were there 12 men on the field for Minnesota.
So that's the 12th man trying to get off the field, 91. It's clear that he's out there. That's Devin Eastern.
I think I'm with you. That seems, I mean, I know it was close, but I think it's pretty clear that he was still on the field to play. We have Jerry McGinn, who's had the longest day in the history of ESPN rules officials, who's with us late night tonight. What do you think watching that replay, Jerry?
So looking at this, the defender is on the field, but he's within 1 stride of going out. And normally replay will just let this go because he's going off the field and he's not participating. So it'll be interesting to see how they do handle this.
Okay. So Jerry, even though he's on the field, you still give him the benefit of the doubt because he's trying to hustle off? Am I hearing
yes,
that correct?
Yeah. If he's in within 1 stride of going out, and
okay.
I do believe he is.
Okay.
Really need a
so that's interesting. They're still looking at it upstairs.
I mean, that's a great point by Jerry. Clearly Eastern is within 1 step of the sideline when the football gets snapped.
After further review, illegal substitution, defense, 5-yard penalty. It's still second down.
So they end up deciding that he wasn't close enough. Illegal substitution. And instead of that completion, the big part about that is you get most of the yardage you got on the play, but instead of third down, it's second down now. PJ Fleck wants an explanation from the referee, but that does make a big difference. And the whole point that you were making as we got into that replay is Cal's offense went 3 and out last time they had the ball. Their defense was on the field for 7 minutes, a long, deliberate touchdown drive. You feel like the Bears couldn't afford a 3 and out here.
Yeah, Cal needs to find a way to stay on the football field here. It's been all pass. Like the football game has been completely put in Sagapolutele's hands. Cal needs to find a way to get this run game going a little bit here. towards the end of the third quarter.
Well, they've got Brandon High in there. He'll carry it left side, and he gets through. Brandon High all the way to midfield, and he puts a hit on at the end of the play on the safety, Aiden Gooseby. That's a first down. That's the best run all night for Cal.
Really nice job by Williams, the left tackle, and Moko, the left guard, to open up a gaping hole there for Brandon High. We talked about it. Cal needed to get that run game going. That was the exact play they needed.
They got to the line quickly, but they also substituted. So they had to give Minnesota a chance to substitute back. High's going to carry this time and bounce it right side, and he cuts upfield. Well, Cal's gotten a spark in the run game. Man, their longest run before those last two carries the whole game had been 5 yards, but Brandon High, 2 straight very good rushes.
Coming over from Texas San Antonio, big back, 5'10", 220 pounds. Showing off his speed as well.
1st and 10. Play fake. Sagapolutele. Man, did he zing that one in there to Trond Grizzell inside the 25. Another Bears first down.
What a great location of the throw. If JKS leads Grizzell here, I think this is going to be an easy interception for the safety Parrish. But he recognizes the safety flying over. He puts it right on the back shoulder of Grizzell. Once again, showing off that strike point accuracy.
Well, the ball placement's been awesome from this young freshman, Sagapolutele. 1st and 10, Cal throwing it on first down, and that one is complete. A little slip after the catch, but a fall forward for an extra yard. That tight end Mason Minnie, who I think has already become a favorite target of Sagapolutele.
Coming over from the University of Idaho, a true kind of 3-down tight end. He can help you out in the run game. He can split out and run routes, or also be an inline tight end. Great addition to this Cal offense.
So 2nd down and 4. Sagapolutele runs forward and then drills it over to Jacob DeJesus, who takes it ahead for a Cal first down.
Little quarterback RPO. JKS had the opportunity to keep that football with 2 lead blockers, but he felt the Minnesota defense kind of caving in inside the box, flips it out to DeJesus. Great play design by Brian Harsin.
An important drive here for Cal. Approaching a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Minnesota leads 14-10, their first lead of the night. Raphael back in the game alongside JKS, who takes a shotgun snap. He's going to throw, and that one is caught. An immediate hit by John Nestor, who's played a nice game. DeJesus with the catch, though.
This is big improvement for Sagapolutele from a week ago. A week ago, so often he was trying to always hit the big pass, the home run pass. Well, what you see on this drive, he's taking what the defense gives him. Minnesota playing zone defense, take the underneath throws.
Another one of those RPO type plays that went right through the hands of Raphael. That was dangerous. Ball hung up in the air, incomplete.
3rd down here coming up for this Cal offense. You got to think, if you're defensive coordinator Danny Collins, in a moment like this with a true freshman quarterback on the other side, I want to bring max pressure and find out if the young signal caller knows where to go with this football quickly.
Let's see if that's what the Gophers do. They're not showing pressure yet. We'll see. Man in motion on 3rd down and 6. Just a 3-man rush, and he puts it right on target. And then the slip. What a move by Mason Minnie. Got away from the tackle and into the end zone. Cal touchdown. That was a tough guy effort on just a 9-yard TD reception. That does not really tell the whole story of that play. Nice pass and just a great effort by the tight end Minnie. So Cal marches down the field and they go back ahead. And now the extra point try for Chase Meyer is right down the middle. It's 17-14 Cal.
Mason Minnie has certainly become one of the go-to targets for his young quarterback JKS, and what an individual effort, just hooking up left side of your screen in the zone defense, but would not be denied. Bounces off 2 tackles and found his way to get to pay dirt. Unbelievable individual effort.
Yeah, I didn't emphasize it probably enough in real time. The thing that makes that so important is it was not a guaranteed first down. It was close, but maybe a little bit short. So forget about just getting into the end zone, making sure you get the first down.
I tell you what, Mason Minnie has a chance to be very special. 6'4", 240 pounds, just a sophomore, and already one of the leading receivers through 2.5 weeks into the season for this Cal offense. He's someone to keep an eye on this season.
Yeah, the Bears, Jack Andrees, excellent tight end, and recruited away by Texas, went in the portal. He's now one of Arch Manning's favorite targets down in Austin. The Bears lost so much talent off of last year's team, and yet at so many of those spots, it's like they found a way to plug in a replacement.
It's really impressive. I mean, really, it's through the whole roster. Think of all the receivers they lost, the tight ends, the running back room. And you got to give a lot of credit to Justin Wilcox for refilling those position rooms.
Kickoff, and Parrish back there to return, gets tripped up across the 20. The Gophers offense will come back on the field with only 15 seconds to go in the third quarter. By the way, tomorrow on Sunday NFL Countdown, before the Eagles-Chiefs Super Bowl rematch, Saquon Barkley is going to go one-on-one with Marty Smith. That'll be interesting. Can Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers stay hot in Aaron, the former Golden Bears star? His Pittsburgh debut, Randy's best catches of the week in You Got Moss. And then don't forget, we got 2 Monday Night Football games. Bucks Texans special start time 7 Eastern on ESPN, ABC, ESPN Deportes, and then Chargers Raiders after that. We're here just a few miles from the old Oakland Coliseum where so many Raiders fans still are. First down run for Minnesota. That's Cam Davis on what might be the final play of the third quarter.
I'm excited for that Chargers.
Good game here in Berkeley. Cal 17, Minnesota 14. We start the fourth quarter, and the first play of the quarter is a strike from Lindsey to his top target tonight, Lemeke Brockington, for a Minnesota first down gain of 17.
Minnesota's ran this play a couple times tonight. Once again, they get the Cal linebackers to bite. Watch how they play run. Great job selling the play action by Lindsey. And I love how Brockington throttles down for his quarterback, makes it a friendly throw. Great start to the drive by the Golden Gophers.
He's close to 100 yards receiving tonight. So first and 10 Minnesota outside their own 40-yard line. In a game that feels like it's going to come down to the final minutes. Handoff, and that time well defended by the Bears. Uluave in on the tackle. Cade Uluave, who had to sit out the first half because of a targeting last week. The only captain on this Cal team. They have one captain, not an offensive captain and a defense. They have one, and it's that kid.
Yeah, and he's certainly earned that. You talk to the coaching staff, and this young man is just so impressive how he goes about his business day to day. A true pro's pro, and one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
He's got 4 tackles now in the third quarter plus 1 play. Second down and long. Lindsey finds his target again. Very close as Brockington hangs on. 3 different Cal defenders couldn't get him to the turf. That's another Minnesota first down.
I know I've been saying it all night, but it's just true. I'm so impressed with these young quarterbacks, just freshmen. Drake Lindsey there making really quick decisions with the football, putting the ball exactly where it needs to go, seeing the field so well here in the second half.
Yeah, you know, I'm not.
The first down is under further review.
All right, they're going to review whether that was actually a first down catch or not. So they're going to stop and take a look. I'm not picking on anybody in particular, but you see young, inexperienced quarterbacks struggle, and these 2 kids have just been so impressive. So they're going to look at it upstairs, ruling on the field first down. They're going to check the spot, and as we go to break, we're going to be back momentarily. We'll take our own look and see. Brock, what do you think? Did they get the call right on the field?
It is right at the sticks. I think he's a little short.
After further review, the runner's forward progress was stopped short of the line of gain. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, we put Brock Osweiler on the spot. And guess what? He came through again. He was right. The spot was a little generous. So Brockington stopped about a half a yard short. That means it's 3rd down and less than a yard for Minnesota across midfield. Lindsey is going to hand the ball off, and Davis just pushes forward. And that's enough for a Minnesota 1st down.
Classic Big Ten football. Hand it off to your 215-pound tailback. Say, go find that 1 yard for me. And now PJ Fleck and his ball club have a fresh set of downs and plus territory.
Minnesota offense kind of slow to start tonight, but with this redshirt freshman quarterback making his first career start on the road, Drake Lindsey, they have found their footing from about midway through the 2nd quarter on. Tight end in motion, play fake. Lindsey across the middle, knocked down, incomplete. There's Zeke Massis again.
Excellent coverage by Zeke Massis. Minnesota going back to the well one too many times. This is the 3rd time this game that they've called this play. Massis has seen it. He goes, don't try that on me. That's an easy PBU for the senior defensive back.
Cal produces so many good defensive backs. They've sent many of them in the last few years to the NFL. That might be their next one. Handoff to Ejeboy, and he falls forward. He was kind of stopped with a power finish to that run. He ended up getting 5 yards.
Yeah, really powerful run to make this a 3rd and manageable situation. You got to think for Minnesota, you're in 4-down territory. You're not in field goal range until you get to the 30-yard line, which is about 11 yards away. So you can pick up a 1st down before then. I wouldn't be shocked if they elect to run the football here or go with some sort of quick pass.
Ejeboy, the tailback, they give it to him straight ahead, and he'll get the 1st down. Another impressive run from the redshirt freshman. Uluave finally got him down. 1st and 10, Gophers.
Just a really good job by this Minnesota offensive line. I don't want to take anything away from these running backs because they're running hard for the Golden Gophers. With this Minnesota offensive line in the 2nd half, they have really taken control of this football game at the line of scrimmage. And once again, here's another lengthy drive for the Golden Gophers.
You do start to wonder, don't you? The time of possession has become very lopsided in this game. Well, they're just wearing down the Bears defense.
And it's because of that offensive line for Minnesota being able to run the football.
Cam Davis, play fake to him, and they'll throw the screen, and I think Lindsey just killed that play. Gears, the tight end, was there. It was well defended.
Yeah, really good job by Uluave. Not fooled for a second. He was in coverage on the tight end. He was there to make the play. I think that was a really good decision by Lindsey to just dirt the football, save the field position, and get to 2nd and 10.
Rare time here. The last few times Minnesota has had the ball where the clock stops. Gophers down 3, but in Cal territory, 2nd and 10. Ejeboy back in the game. Lindsey making a change to the play call at the line of scrimmage. And he'll hand it off. Left side run. Ejeboy gets to the 30, still on his feet, finally pulled backwards by Uluave. So he got 3 to set up 3rd down.
Lindsey has done that all night long. A lot is on his plate as a young freshman quarterback, getting his team to the right run on 2nd down. And now the challenge for the young quarterback. You want to pick up this 1st down in the worst way. You want to keep this drive alive. But you are now in field goal range, down 3 points. The key to this play here, you cannot hold on to the football and take a sack.
Under center for 3rd down and 7. A handoff, and that's going backwards. Luke Farrelly was in the backfield in a flash, and they lose 2 yards. And they'll run the field goal unit out there to try to tie this game, but it's going to be a more difficult field goal than it would have been.
Interesting decision by PJ Fleck to run the football. Keep an eye on Farrelly right here. Not a single hand gets laid on him. Offensive line late to try to make a move on Farrelly. And that's what causes the loss, and now it makes the field goal that much more difficult.
A 51-yard try for Brady Denneberg. Kind of a high snap, the hold down. That kick is going to be no good. Wide to the right. And after all that, the Cal defense comes up with a hold. And the Bears maintain a 3-point lead. That run stuff there on the final play of the drive, that might prove to be a huge play.
Excellent stop by the Cal defense. And Minnesota not able to take advantage of the field goal opportunity. Cal up 3 midway through the fourth.
The son of a Navy SEAL.
Oh, excellent player. And Tim, thank you for your service, and all the other service men and women out there. Thank you for everything that you do.
Cal gets the ball back after the missed field goal, and a handoff to Kendrick Raphael for a gain of 3. The Bears started to run the ball a little bit last time they had it. They've been so pass heavy tonight behind their young freshman quarterback. 2nd down and 7 here. Sagapolutele in the shotgun all alone. He's going to throw, and that pass is complete. Tight coverage, and then the ball came out, and they're going to say incomplete. So intended for Javen Plummer, but the ball came out in the end. Right away, it's 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, great job by Minnesota getting that football out late. I believe that was Devin Williams in coverage, the linebacker. Excellent job on the pass breakup. But look at that, 39 passes tonight to just 8 rushes for Cal. I mean, think about that. You put this game in the hands of your true freshman quarterback. He's been excellent tonight. You don't see that very often. Usually with young quarterbacks, you're leaning on the run game.
Gophers showing some pressure. They bring pressure. Sagapolutele towards Grizzell. Incomplete, but here comes a penalty flag. He lofted that ball along the far sideline, and
pass interference. Defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
I think it was McMillan, the safety. They didn't give a number.
Well, we just talked about Grizzell, the tall wide receiver for Cal, trying to go up and make a play, and you can see McMillan just has his arms draped around him. Easy call for the officials to make.
Yeah, I think it was an easy call, because even though the pass sailed out of bounds, I think he had a chance to catch it without all that contact.
I do too. You know, if you're a Minnesota fan, you're going to argue that it was uncatchable, but you know, Trond at 6'4", I think he had a chance to go make a play on that football if he's not being held.
It's first down.
That's huge. So Cal gets to midfield, leading by 3. 9:05 left to go in this game at Memorial Stadium. Handoff, Raphael, and that was L.J. Johnson, not Raphael, number 11, with the carry, gain of 2.
Well, we just talked about it. Cal, they're in this position up 3 because of what they've done in the pass game tonight. But now with the clock rolling under 9 minutes and you're in control of this football, you're trying to go up 2 possessions. You want to try to find your running game to start bleeding this clock.
Cal moved. And I think it was really the ball didn't get snapped in time.
You're on it, Flem. Ruffins, the center, just kind of double clutched.
False start. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty. It's 2nd down.
Well, they probably could have called it against just about anybody. Braden Miller gets announced as the guy who committed the penalty. 2nd and 13. Been a few of the Cal's offensive line overall's played well. There have been some procedure penalties. 2nd and long. JKS in the pocket. That pass was tipped and almost intercepted. Parrish made a break on the ball, trying to hit the tight end Mason Minnie. Now it's 3rd and long.
I think Sagapolutele is very, very grateful that that football was tipped, because if it's not, the first team all Big Ten safety Parrish is driving on this football, and there was a chance for a pick 6 there for Minnesota. But great job by this defense forcing a 3rd and extra long. The young quarterback needs to be smart here with the football.
DeJesus motions away from the backfield. They're going to roll Sagapolutele to the left. He'll throw short, incomplete. He was trying to hit his running back Johnson. So now it's 4th down And give the Gophers defense a lot of credit there with 8:12, plenty of time on the clock. After the disappointment of the missed field goal, Minnesota's getting the ball right back.
That's a really nice stop by Danny Collins and his defensive unit. Super impressive. The letdown with the missed field goal. JKS is starting to move his offense down the field, but you bow up on 2nd and 3rd down. You force a punt here, and you're sending the football back to your offense and Drake Lindsey.
A little pressure on Kern, the punter, with Parrish, who can be so dangerous. That one's going to bounce in front of him, and he will go to pick it up, and he muffed it. And Cal comes up with the football. Oh, my goodness. A huge mistake from one of the best players in the Big Ten. And the freshman safety, Manutai, is the guy who was right there to scoop it up. That is a game changer, and Parrish knows it.
Parrish, one of the best returners in the entire country. 2nd team All Big Ten a season ago as a true freshman. Makes a mistake. He knows it. You can see the reaction on his face. He's telling his teammates to get away from the football. He's trying to save some yardage. Just a play the sophomore cannot make in that situation. Get away from the football. But credit Manutai and Cal.
That's just a killer for Minnesota. Now it's 1st and goal for the Bears. Sagapolutele keeping it, and he'll get wrestled out of bounds at about the 5-yard line by Devin Williams.
Just a heartbreaker if you're Minnesota, thinking you're getting the football back for your offense. And here Cal is knocking on the door, trying to go up 2 possessions here midway through the 4th quarter. What an opportunity for the Golden Bears.
2nd and goal from outside the 5. They will hand it off. Raphael makes a cut and now lowers his shoulder, gets close, but he's stopped at about the 2.
What a fantastic cut by Raphael. Great patience. Single cut, getting downhill, making Eastern miss.
Now what do you think? Brian Harsin.
You know, at this point, I think it's 4-down territory for Brian Harsin. I expect a run here, trying to punch it in on 3rd down or get closer to the goal line.
Under center for a rare time. Sagapolutele is going to fake it. Rolls out. Wide open touchdown. Jordan King was uncovered. The special teams turnover turns into 6 and maybe 7 for the Golden Bears.
Well, I said run, and obviously that's what Minnesota's defense was thinking as well. Keep an eye on King. Nobody from this Minnesota defense even so much as takes a look at him. This is as easy as a touchdown pass as Sagapolutele will get in his college career. A complete bust by the Minnesota defense, and Cal takes advantage.
He's going to throw for a lot of touchdowns in his career. This was the huge play. Man, Parrish is such a good player, and just a mistake. And Cal took advantage of it. Pitch and catch into the end zone. And the Bears can smell their 3rd victory to start the season. Building up and move it. They didn't want to find a new location when the whole block got rezoned. They picked the building up and moved it down the block, and it's still there.
That's incredible. You want to go play some shuffleboard after the game?
We're there. About 45 minutes, we'll be there. Kickoff through the end zone. Who knows? Maybe Minnesota has designs on overtime. They're down 10 now, though, after the special teams turnover. Brian Harsin and his young quarterback punched the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, I just think you need to give Brian Harsin a ton of credit for the game plan that he's put together tonight. He is a true freshman quarterback going against one of the best defenses in the Big Ten, and he's been excellent. He's keeping Minnesota guessing. He's putting his young quarterback in position to have success. And you just look at his track record, whether, you know, it's his time as the head coach or coordinator at Boise State. This guy knows how to develop quarterbacks. He knows how to put them in positions to have success. And what they've done tonight together has been very impressive.
So now the Gophers are going to have to play with some urgency. Lindsey will air it out on 1st down. And what a catch, contested by Javon Tracy with coverage all over him. That's a nice play to start a drive for the Gophers.
And the freshman quarterbacks just keep on impressing. Great job by Javon Tracy, winning at the line of scrimmage, saving a bit of little room to the outside for his quarterback. Excellent decision to go with the back shoulder there by Drake Lindsey.
24 yards right to midfield. This game is not over, despite the fact that Cal's got its biggest lead of the night. Man in motion, pressure picked up. Lindsey's going to dump it short to Davis along that sideline, and he'll get sort of wrestled down and thrown out of bounds. Ends up being a gain of just a few yards.
Really good job by the Cal secondary, covering up all the wide receivers down the field for Drake Lindsey. Nowhere to go with the football. Had to result with the check down. Good job by McCullough getting the ball carrier down.
And for Cal, that clock's still winding. That's important for the Bears. Another throw into coverage. That one knocked away. Man, you test Zeke Massis, you better be perfect, because this kid can cover.
I'll tell you what, remember the name. He's going to go on to have a fantastic season here at Cal. You just know it. The lineage and the history of great defensive back play here in Berkeley. Zeke Massis, the way he plays the football, he's the next great one.
3rd down and 8.
Logan Loya at the bottom of your screen for Minnesota. Came over from UCLA, a very reliable veteran target.
Lindsey in the shotgun. Back to pass. Pressure comes. He gets away and throws it incomplete. Well, McCullough was right there. Lindsey did well to avoid the sack, but now it's 4th down, and I would imagine Minnesota's got to go for it. McCullough is down on the ground. He's the guy who got the pressure on the quarterback.
You got to hope he's okay, but keep an eye on this pressure. So impressive, McCullough, what he does. Watch this spin move on the edge on right tackle Dylan Ray. Sets him up to the inside and forces the errant throw by Lindsey.
Maybe a cramp for McCullough, maybe.
Guy plays hard, big time motor off the edge. Had a great season a year ago, just couldn't quite stay healthy. Finally completely healthy for this defense. Just had a great start to his season.
Right, he's got to come off the field, that's a big loss for Cal's defense on 4th down and 8. Passing situation for the Gophers, who probably have no choice. They got to go for it down 10 with under 6 minutes to play.
Now Minnesota, they have 3 timeouts, but for so many reasons you really feel like this might be the game right here if they're not able to convert. Lindsey has had a great relationship with Brockington tonight. Brockington down at the bottom of your screen. We'll see if he can make another play here on 4th down, going in motion.
He goes across the formation now. 4th and 8 for Minnesota. Lindsey in the pocket across the middle. Almost intercepted. It was dropped by Crosby, but it doesn't matter for Cal. In fact, it might even be better that it wasn't intercepted. Minnesota turns it over on downs.
Drake Lindsey's going to wish he had this one back. An errant throw trying to get the football to Tracy. But I want you to keep an eye on Brockington on this drag route. He becomes open. This is where Lindsey's trying to go. But if he hits the underneath route here, I think Brockington has a chance to run for a 1st down for the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
Instead, Cal gets the ball back. And now the Bears are thinking just end this game right here, right now. 5:40 to go. That won't be easy. A handoff straight ahead and a little stutter step move from Raphael into Minnesota territory. Now the young quarterback, he's been impressive, just like Jaron-Keawe Sagapolutele has been impressive.
Cal is going to be in no hurry here. They're going to let this play clock run inside of 3 seconds before they snap the football.
And this is where, I mean, every 1st down ends up meaning an extra couple minutes minimum.
Yeah, this is a must-stop scenario for Minnesota. They need a 3 and out in a desperate way.
Raphael, another handoff straight ahead, and he will get close, but stopped about 1.5 yards short. So 3rd down coming up. We're going to get the same scenario here. Cal's going to let the clock go almost all the way down.
You know, PJ Fleck ran all the way down to the official. He was sprinting. I really think he considered taking a timeout there, which I would have agreed with. You have a 3rd and 2 here. If you get a stop, the football's coming back to you, and now 40 seconds has just ticked away.
Play clock down to 9. They snap it with some time on that clock. And a straight ahead run for the quarterback for a Cal first down. First down Bears. Let's go down to Stormy.
Well, Dave, you and Brock talked a lot about the impact that Brian Harsin has had on Jaron-Keawe Sagapolutele, but also from one former head coach up in the booth, he's got another former head coach on the sideline with him as well in their senior offensive analyst, Nick Rolovich, who has been in his ear throughout the course of this game. After every offensive sequence, they come over to the sideline. Harsin puts in the play, and then he and Rolovich talk through everything. And Jaron actually told me, Rolovich, with some of his Hawaii background as a coach and player, it's like having an uncle on the sideline the way they talk through things.
Yeah, they are very close. I'm glad you pointed that out. Nick was sort of hidden. He had the headset on there. But this is a guy who was a successful head coach in the Pac-12. Played at Hawaii, head coach at Hawaii. Very experienced staff now at Cal. And I think Stormy's right to point out he's been really big for Jaron's development.
Yeah, I'm so glad Stormy brought that up, because for a quarterback like Sagapolutele, who's just a freshman, the fact that he can lean on Nick Rolovich, who played the position at Hawaii, head coach at Hawaii, so he knows what it's like to be a signal caller out there on the field. But then there's also Brian Harsin, who's a former quarterback at Boise State, great play caller. So, you know, JKS is in just such a great situation with so many great football minds, offensive minds, and guys that played the position themselves. He's really set up to have a lot of success here at Cal.
You think back to months ago when Fernando Mendoza announced, I mean, he was the symbol of this program. The sort of the perfect Cal student.
Yes.
Loved Berkeley, loved by his teammates, won a lot of games on the field, had flashes of brilliance. When he announced he was leaving, people here were devastated.
Yeah, and I think people probably just packed it in and kind of folded this season for Cal football, where now JKS has injected new life and belief into this Golden Bear football program.
Pretty amazing. Raphael, big hole up the middle, and he will get a first down. And for Minnesota, they use that timeout. They're going to have to burn another one now after the
bit of scare into Miami this week. Obviously, Miami handled that situation, but South Florida knocking off Boise State to start the year, a top 25 team, and then taking down Florida, another top 25 team on the road last week. But the Hurricanes handled business. 1st and 10. Raphael, big hole left side.
And they're now gashing the Gophers in the run game. Now, at the end of that play, it looked like the ball might have come out. But I think Cal ended up with the football anyway. So another first down run for the Bears.
3rd charge timeout. Minnesota. It will be 30 seconds.
And that referee microphone has been finicky tonight. Minnesota ends up using its final timeout. Well, there was sort of a scramble for the ball. Ball started to move around, and some Minnesota players, you can't blame them, were trying to fight for the football, but Raphael came away with it.
You know, I'm really impressed with this Cal offensive line tonight. We mentioned it in the open. We mentioned it around halftime. You know, these are 5 guys that have yet to play in a game together. Kind of a patchwork offensive line. Justin Wilcox wants to know who's going to step up and take some of these starting roles. And I've been really impressed. When they needed to run the football in the second half, they found a way to do it. They protected their quarterback. Yes, there's 3 sacks on the night. I think 2 of those really fall on the quarterback. But this offensive line, they deserve a lot of credit.
1st and 10, Bears trying to put this game away. No timeouts left for Minnesota. You figure this has got to be a handoff. Raphael gets it again, and he'll get stacked up right around the line of scrimmage, but that clock is going to roll. And there's nothing Minnesota can do about it. I mean, I think you and I both feel like the Big Ten, especially kind of you take away Oregon and Ohio State. Penn State, I guess, belongs there as well. Class of the Big Ten Conference. Everybody else is sort of hard. I think Minnesota's got a chance to be as good as almost anybody else in that league, but this would be a tough one to take.
I agree with you, Flem. When you look at Minnesota as a whole, they have a good defense. You can tell they have a good young quarterback, talented offensive line, big and physical. They'll get things cleaned up tonight if they're not able to come back here. And I think they can make some noise in the Big Ten this season.
Raphael gets swallowed up. I mean, for Cal now, really the only goal is to just avoid a disaster. Don't let the ball on the ground.
Let it go down to the 2-minute timeout. You're going to run the football on 3rd down. You're going to bleed 40 more seconds and kick a field goal if you don't get the 1st down, and see if you can seal the college football. Put on full display all of his tools tonight. Just an exceptional evening. 279 yards, 3 touchdowns, nearly flawless, and only his 3rd career start in college football. Jaron-Keawe Sagapolutele. Mark that name down, because this kid is an absolute star and making noise in college football.
You and I have practiced the name a lot. And Raphael, man, he just got destroyed by Rashawn Lawrence after taking the handoff. His numbers in this game tonight, 24 of 38 against one of the most experienced, best secondaries in the country, I think. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 279 yards. They put it on him, period.
They did. I mean, they aired it out tonight. The offensive game plan was to throw the football, and you just said it, Flem. This is a Minnesota defense that has all conference players at all 3 levels. And I mean, I don't want to oversell it, but he made it look easy. I mean, accurate throws, great decisions, an excellent 2-minute drive at the end of the 2nd quarter to get a field goal right before halftime.
First charge timeout.
Tell you what,
Cal.
this kid is super impressive.
Timeout called by Cal. It looks like they're going to send the field goal kicker out. When we're done, Sports Center follows us. Notre Dame losing in the final seconds at home. A very dramatic finish in South Bend. LSU beat the Gators, but Brian Kelly, he was cranky. You might want to stay tuned just to hear the old Notre Dame coach, now the head man at LSU, what he felt about that Tigers win and the Bulldogs 4th quarter comeback in Knoxville. What a scene that was for game day. So Sports Center right when we're done here from Berkeley. Well, an important field goal in some regards. 24-14 with 1:15 to go. Chase Meyer kick is up, and that one is good. Cal's kicking game has been excellent this year. 27-14 with 1:10 to go. The quarterback smiling. Justin Wilcox not smiling yet. He will be after this game. If you weren't with us at the top of the telecast, Brock and I said pre-game until they go to Louisville in November. That's possible. A little squib kickoff here, and for the Gophers, that's a non-conference loss. Doesn't eliminate their chances in the Big Ten. They have an off week next, and look, they got to go to Ohio State and to Oregon. That's no picnic.
No, you're right, Flem. But outside of those 2 games, show me a game that's not winnable for this Minnesota football team. So once again, I know you didn't get the result you wanted here tonight, but you showed a lot of promise. You got a good offensive line, good defense, good young quarterback. We know what the running game is. As soon as Darius Taylor gets healthy, Minnesota has something special brewing as well.
They did not play poorly tonight, but the freshman quarterback made just a couple little mistakes.
2 throws. 2 throws he's really going to want back. Little errant throws that led to interceptions. But outside of that, making his first road start, did some really impressive things as well.
Final minute here. The pass catcher went out of bounds, Cam Davis, so the clock stops. I mean, it's modest numbers for Drake Lindsey. Now that we've watched him in person, I know why Minnesota's so excited about this kid. That one across the middle, penalty flag thrown, ball knocked away, incomplete. 55 seconds left in this one. And Minnesota's going backwards.
Holding. Offense, number 65. 10-yard penalty. It's 2nd down.
Greg Johnson, the left guard, just getting beat at point of attack.
You know, there was a big play in this game in the first half when Minnesota was moving the ball really for the first time in the game, and they called a trick play, and it didn't work. A backwards pass they were going to have Parrish throw it down the field. That stalled out a drive. That was a big play in this game. That's Brockington. He is tough to bring down, but he's going down, and now a flag, a couple of them behind the play. Maybe some frustration from a Minnesota player. 45 seconds left.
It's going to be on Nathan Roy, I think, the left tackle, number 50.
Ryan McCullough's not happy with whatever has been going on the last couple plays, so he's kind of jawing at the Minnesota offense. Now they're going to take that left tackle Nathan Roy off the field. At this point, just get the game over and get out of here.
That's right.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 50. 15-yard penalty. It's going to be third down. That penalty includes a 10-second subtraction. Please reset the game clock to 35 seconds, and it will start on my signal.
Right on the right side of your screen, that's Roy, 50, working on McCullough. Just losing his composure late, hands to the face, late shove. Official right there to see it. It's just emotions getting the best of you late in a football game.
A teaching moment for P.J. Fleck.
And you said it, Flem, at this point, you just want to get out of this football game healthy and get back home. Got to be smart with the football here.
Lindsey will throw it short. And the tackle, they'll say, out of bounds. Yeah. So Loya got out of bounds. And that means we'll have at least one more play. Keawe missed the first half with a late game penalty last week, and in the end, Cal was able to survive a big loss on defense. Keawe ends up with 8 tackles, even though he played a half.
One half of football. How about that? Got to give a lot of credit to that Cal defense. We didn't know how that linebacker position was going to play out with Cade off the field. Guys really stepped up around him.
So the handoff, and now Justin Wilcox